Good morning, everybody. Today is Sunday, December 18th, 2022. This is Jay with Classic Reaction. I want to do a little video today about paint quality and what people consider to be quote unquote perfect or nice, or all the different words that people use to describe their paint. So I had a buddy of mine come up on last night, Saturday night, and I was looking at he always stops in when we once in a while just to see some of the cars I'm doing. And I was showing him the 66 Mustang I'm working on here, and he was checking out. He's like, boy, that paint just looks perfect. And I said, well, I got to buff these things out tomorrow, get them polished out. And he's like, well, why would you have to? He's like, this is perfect. It's perfect. I said, well, no, there's little dust nibs here and there that got to get out, and orange peel and stuff like that. And he just thought that was crazy that it still needed to be polished. And, I've always got to deal with, just lately, I'm always looking for cars for sale that need to be restored or whatever, so that I can rebuild them and make them beautiful again. And just lately I drove out to New York City a couple weekends ago to go look at 81 Camaro, and the guy told me that the paint wasn't perfect on it, but it was very nice, near perfect. And that was it looked okay in the pictures and everything. I thought, I'll go out there, and the car looked like it still had original paint on it, and it was something that that I would be interested in redoing. And drove out there, drove all the way out to New York City. It was a 7-hour drive for me, and got there, and the paint was just atrocious on it. It was just atrocious. It had been painted umpteen, who knows how many times, and it just looked terrible. And the guy was like, well, I don't see anything wrong with it. He's and of course you've always got people trying to sell a car. Sometimes they're just not going to be honest with you. But I really think that in his case, he really just didn't. That was his opinion on what the paint looked like, because a lot of people have different opinions on things, where they don't know how far you can go with a paint job. They're just used to seeing every old daily driver car out there, what the paint looks like on that. And if they think that paint on a classic car looks good, then they're going to think that, oh, this paint's fine. And to some of us, I shouldn't say, like, I don't want to be a paint snob or something like that. I'm not trying to be that, but I don't know. There's just differing opinions. So I just wanted to show on the Mustang here. This is 66 Mustang. I just finished polishing and buffing these two parts out, and I would consider this to be. I can't say perfect. I won't say perfect, because I'm 47 years old, going on 48 here in March. And in all my years of, doing cars, traveling around the country, seeing cars done by, Chip Foose and Jeff Kindig, some of these guys that are considered to be some of the best, and seeing cars that they have done, and I can always find something wrong somewhere. So perfect, I really don't think, if it exists, I've never seen it when it comes to paint. So, it's just that's just my perspective. So I won't say perfect. I've done paint jobs on cars that are really high dollar cars, and tried to chase perfection, and I can usually get pretty close to what I consider to be perfect if I want to. If you're chasing perfection on a paint job, you're talking about thousands of dollars and a lot of hours. Like on a paint job like this car is driven. This car will be driven. And so you have to leave enough clear coat on the car to be able to, because every time you buff that paint out, you're removing a layer of clear, because that's just the whole idea of polishing something. You're removing a very tiny layer of, microscopic layer. So I have to leave enough clear coat on these parts on the car to be able to survive for the next 20, 30 years of people, polishing it again and again. And if they get a scratch, they can be able to polish it out or whatever. So I take them down to the point where, this paint is better than what like a paint job would be on a brand new car, but there's still a very, very tiny amount of texture to it. if you get down really close. I think most people would probably do cartwheels if their car looked like this. But there's actually a step beyond this, and there you're talking about, $200,000 cars that never see the light of day. They go straight into a museum, Bugattis and stuff like that. Some of the really high dollar muscle cars that I've done GTO judges and stuff like that. You can spray an extra 2 or 3 coats of clear on these parts, on the car bodies, and then end up actually blocking the clear out until it literally is like a sheet of glass. I mean, this looks like a sheet of glass. It's awful close. You still see there's still a little tiny bit of texture to the paint. If you go too far, like if I sat there and blocked this out for the rest of the day, 8 hours today, and tried to get this perfect, you always have that chance of sanding through an edge, on these edges and stuff like that, and then you're repainting the whole part. And it's also the clear coat would be so thin that it would be an iffy proposition of the car being used like it is all through the summer, and being able to be repaired easily if it ever got a scratch on it or something like that. So this paint, I would say, is not perfect. I would say it's in the neighborhood of being perfect. In fact, I'd say it's living next door to perfect. But there actually is a step beyond this you can go to where you can get even closer to perfect than what this is. That's and like I said, that's very expensive, very time consuming. But like I said, I've never seen a perfect paint job. So just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Everybody has their different opinions of what perfection is, and perfection is when it comes to paint, is a whole different universe than what a lot of people think it is. It's a lot of work, a lot of money. But I'll quit rambling on. I just wanted to show off the shine we're getting on this paint. This one's going to turn out beautiful. It just doesn't. This camera doesn't pick up the color as much as I'd like it to on this, but I really like it. I love this color. So once again, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening to me ramble, and we'll see you in the next one. We'll keep on working on the '66 Mustang, and can't wait to see this one finished. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again.